John 7:32. Audierunt Pharisai turbam murmurantem de illo haec, et miserunt principes et Pharisai ministros ut apprehenderant eum. The Pharisees heard the crowd murmuring these things concerning him, and the chief priests and the Pharisees sent officers in order that they might seize him. There's 3 notes on semantics, on meaning, that I want to make in this video on this passage. And then in particular, there's one clause grammatically that I'd like to talk about. So in the first case, we want to note that murmuro, murmurare, is an onomatopoeic word. That is to say, it sounds like the thing that it means, like the sound that it denotes. There's a match between the sound of the word, in other words, and the sound that the word represents. There's lots of fun words like this in Latin, as in every other language on earth. So it's good to pause over when you see it and recall that that is the nature of the word that you're saying. So try to enunciate it as well as you can, because that's the point of the word. We also want to note that principes, if you're attending to the Greek text, and you should be if you can attend to the Greek text, here is standing in actually for chief priests, not just chief men in a more general sense, which you might be tempted to interpret from principes, and that would not be unreasonable. But this is principes in a special sense, not just princes or important people, but specifically chief priests, and that's especially obvious in the Greek. You could say in Latin, perhaps sacerdotes. And then finally, of these 3 words, we can focus on ministros. Ministros here means some kind of subordinate official who carries out the orders of a higher one. Sometimes it simply means servant or slave. In this case, probably most English translations are right to say something like officers. That is, those tasked with implementing the orders of those who are in charge. In this case, the chief priests and the Pharisees, as we see immediately beforehand. Finally, I want to talk about this clause down here, which is a final or purpose clause. It indicates why something was done, for what purpose. Where's our main verb? Here it is in miserunt. The chief priests and the Pharisees sent, perfect active indicative, third person plural, one time, completed action. They sent ministros, officers, in order that they might seize him. Him, of course, being Jesus. So here in the verb, we've got third person plural, imperfect active subjunctive. And according to the sequence of tenses, when that follows the perfect tense, used in a historical sense, miserunt, they did this one time, apprehenderant means that the action of the second verb is going to take place at the same time as, or probably more likely here, subsequent to the action of the main verb. So they sent these officers in order that those officers, presumably once they find Jesus, will arrest him.